curves and no rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine. When funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way. A bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
But yeah.
And we're
Boy, am I glad
live.
they-
Welcome
boy, am
to
I
the
glad
Underdog
they
Journey.
said-
I didn't do a
are we
countdown.
live?
My
Holy
name is
crap.
Wes. This guy is David.
Wait, what happened?
We got into talking, and I didn't do the countdown like I normally do. And we're live.
Hello.
David,
All
I'm
right, you
glad
got to
you're
do the
feeling
hand
great.
thing. No. You got to do the hand thing. You got to do the countdown, and we got to start over. We got to do it right.
No, sorry.
We're professionals
5,
on this show. Remember that.
4, 3, 2, 1. And we're live.
And we are back.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm still Wes. This guy is still David. And we are still coming to you live from remote locations.
Yes.
My camera's a little glitchy, apparently. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of a glitch from you, but that's
It is what it is. I need a whole new setup. My camera my camera's perfect.
Excuse me.
My laptop is old as dirt. It needs to be replaced. I think I need a new video converter.
The capture card.
Video converter and a new USB connection. So it is what it is.
Or you save that and you just go get an Elgato. The new Elgatos are freaking awesome.
They're fantastic, but I like my manual settings. I don't like all the auto settings because the problem is you get the auto settings and then they start getting glitchy on you and you can't fix it on the fly. My manual settings, I can go in there and I can change all my settings. Plus, my camera's not the problem. It's my laptop and my video video sensor.
Well, your
video
laptop
converter.
itself is probably pretty good, but you do need to upgrade that. You do need to replace that card.
No, the laptop
It's
is
well
jacked. It's
upon
been
its
jacked ever
usable.
since I had to reinstall the operating systems. I'm not going to go into.
We won't say anything. We won't say anything of why, Kiki.
I'm not going to get
Why,
into why
Kiki?
that might be.
It's like
But
a
ever since that, it's never been the same. So my laptop is jacked. I do need. David, how you been?
I look back on what I can remember of last Friday's show, and I have said many times that I have no freaking clue how I made it through that show. I'm really glad that we had the support of the. Here's one of the side effects of the guys from the Goalie Dads United, because it had it been just you and I, and normally in my normal chitter chatter box, I don't think I'd have survived. Tonight's gonna be struggle enough as it is.
Yeah, we'll try and take it easy. If you need to run at any point, let me know, and we will cut this short. So,
I had to hunt down
of...
my new earbuds for my headset because I let Mike use these last week, so I had to go hunt down the new little end pieces on them.
Those new earbuds are pretty sweet. I like those a lot. Those are pretty nice.
I like the wood grain. I like the wood grain on them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What's crazy is I looked at the drawings of the Shure, which is a brand name of these, and I looked at the drawings of these, and with the exception of definitely using a better driver on the Shure and a little bit different form fit, the electronics behind it are just freaking identical. So
how's the sound? Sound great?
I'm deaf on one side. I wear the other side just so I don't feel lopsided. But
right, so it sounds half great, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. 50% of the time it works 100% of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what are you drinking over at Night West? So
I was digging through. Actually, I'm redoing all of my area down here because I'm already running one business out of this space. Very soon I'll be running 2.5 businesses out of this space. So I had to redo some stuff. I'm redesigning, redecorating, and found a lot of beer that has been stacked up and forgotten about.
Just stash beer.
Right, exactly. So I'm not an alcoholic. I don't hide beer very often.
But he found. But wait a minute.
But I found lots and lots of booze.
But I found lots of hidden beer.
So I'm drinking
that
the
I didn't know was
Noctera.
there.
The Noctera Take a Hike. It's a s'more stout, and it is.
Okay.
This is tasty.
No, I like Noctera.
Man, I love
Noctera. is a brewing company up in Palo, Ohio, and it is. They make some really, really good stuff. And a s'mores
beer.
I watched.
May the s'mores be with you.
The s'mores beer. S'mores beer, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good. What are you drinking over there?
This is a fruit punch by the state of Arizona.
Arizona's known for its fruit.
It's a fruit juice cocktail, 22 ounces. So, man, if I'm gonna get hammered on a sugar buzz here in a little bit.
You add some vodka to that, you got yourself a drink. Maybe some rum.
No, I'm good.
Rum. Make it a rum night.
It is tempting. Some days are better than others. Just in case, as everybody knows, I've got my 45 glass here.
Nice.
And I've got my nice little decanter that's ready if I feel the need to numb the brain a little bit tonight, I guess is the way I'll say that. So that actually has cask strength blackened whiskey in there.
Cask strength. Yeah, that would numb your brain. That would do the job.
It would get the job done. And the panties, they would drop.
At first it makes your brain puts it on fire, and then it melts it, and then it numbs it. So it's a three-stage process.
Yes, it's a great. I love it. I mean, that's why it's in there. it's getting low as I'm looking over. I don't look at that bottle very often, but it's starting to get low. So I'm probably going to be on the lookout for another bottle soon. I need another bottle of regular black in here, and I drank one that I haven't made a replacement for, but I made a rule because I have a bunch of open bottles. After I talked to John Callender, we were talking at our 200th episode.
Yeah.
And he was explaining to me how bourbon can degrade over time, especially once it's opened.
That's right.
And storage of it and everything. I'm like, well, I have got no place I can store it, corked down. So I'm literally doing the worst thing with some of these bourbons. They've been in here. I got some of these bourbons that are 2.5 years open.
Well, as long as they're sealed pretty good, they'll last mostly.
They'll last mostly, but I kept buying them. And I kept having all. I was literally, it came into a bit of a logistics issue of like, where are you going to start putting this? I was just going to have to go in the basement and start hiding basement bottles of liquor instead of basement beers like West. So I made a kind of not a promise or a rule, but kind of was making a concerted effort to drink some of the bottles empty before going and buying new bottles. So
I get it.
I'm still working my way through because I've got at any given time there's probably 40 to 45 bottles of bourbon setting on this general vicinity, and now I'm bringing them back in because the garage where I have been, it's just so I can do cigars. That's a wood shop. That's what it's supposed to be for. But I did some stuff out there to kind of make a decent little background for the show.
Yeah.
And so now I've got bottles out there too that need to come back in here. And my cabinet's I've already got 45, and I think there's at least 5 bottles of bourbon out there. So
here's what you do. You make a really, really big infinity bottle, or even infinity like fruit punch bowl full of booze, and just throw a killer party.
Infinity Hairy Buffalo.
Exactly.
Oh, it's sad that we know what that is.
The Infinite Buffalo. Yes.
The Infinite Buffalo. Oh,
I like it.
That. I like it. We trademark that. This logo is a buffalo with a rainbow collar with big diamond studs on it. Infinite Buffalo.
The Infinite. You better get the URL now. InfiniteBuffalo.com.
I don't think it's going to fly off the shelf. No. That'd be good stuff. Oh, so how's your week been, sir? I happen to know that you got into some education this week.
I did. I got in some training for a new business that I'm getting involved with, a new product that I'm developing, and hopefully going to make some more headway on that. Going to try and get some investors behind it soon, and have some shows on here about the different steps that I take to actually bring this project to fruition.
I was actually going to say, well, you know what that means for the viewers? The viewers, we get to talk about crowdsourcing and funding, and we're actually going to have some shows that go over some of this stuff. So if you're looking at a business and you're saying, "Hey, I want to do this X, Y, and Z," we're going to have some stuff to go over that soon. But you were going on there. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the details about the actual project itself, the product itself, are top secret at this point. I found a niche in the market that was a complete and total vacuum for this particular product.
Man.
And
what a vacuum.
Everybody that I tell about this product, they're like, that would sell immediately. People need this in their homes.
Yes, it's an immediate. So here's what I can tell you.
So it's like a unicorn. Like you rarely find
if it's available
vacuum.
Today. If you built 1 million of them today, 1 million of them are sold tomorrow. That's where this product is.
Right, I know. So and that's such a rare thing. I mean, very often you'll find you'll have an idea for a product, and there's already stuff out there that kind of does the same thing, or you'll already go into the market with competitors. In this particular case, in this particular niche, zero competition.
Yes,
which is super rare. Like you never get to say that.
Yeah, especially something that's as broad and as impactful as what you're getting into. So it's really a cool thing.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see that thing come around.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, it's
for
not
multiple
just
reasons.
about making money. It's about like making a great product and providing a great service. Like I'm really want to get this on the market because it's a great product and it's really needed. Like people actually, this is needed in a lot of people's lives. So
I could use it here. I can use it here right now.
There you go. Exactly. I can,
Right now.
so yeah.
Everybody out there. I mean, you don't even think about it. You could use this. It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. It's great.
So it's being worked on,
Do we have any
and
comments?
we'll have some cool shows in the near future about the process. In fact, what I think I'm going to start doing is actually record myself along the steps of the different stages, different things that I'm doing, and then release those as like mini episodes of like, this is how I did this step. This is how I did this step. Hey, I needed this funding over here. This is what I did to do it. That sort of thing.
I completely forgot to do all the invites tonight, bro.
Ah,
Dude,
son of a bitch. All right.
It's the brain's almost back, but it ain't quite all the way there. I picked up my phone like 3 times. I'm like, there's something I should be doing right now.
I should be doing something.
Yeah, I should be doing something. And then it was like, oh, hey, look, Facebook. Oh, look at that chicken in a bikini. No, it wasn't what it was, but like,
chicken in a bikini. Look, I'm not.
No.
Whatever you're into, I'm not judging. It's Look.
Well, I mean, I'm all right. Oh, dude. Now, I don't give too much weight to the Olympics when they're not in the United States, but I happened to see the other day the U.S. beach or sand volleyball, I don't know what they call them, girls up against some other team. The other team was out there in like long sleeve shirts and like a sport material shirt and like capri pants playing sand volleyball, and our girls out there just banging bodies out there rocking red bikinis. I'm like, America. Yeah, that's what funny. It's all about right there.
Yeah, I'm not spending a lot of time on the Olympics this year. The IOC is not my friend right now, so but
oh yeah,
I totally get what you're saying.
Did you see that they tried to do that whole plant-based tons of really bad chemical food for the competitors?
No,
and they had to cancel it, override the whole entire thing, because the countries and other people were having stuff shipped in, like actual food, not this fake crap that they were doing, actual food shipped into them.
Yeah, go figure.
Instead.
I can't imagine why.
That. Yeah, it is great. Like, don't send me that stuff.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So
no,
I just learned about, and it's sad, I'm old, I should really have known about this. But I learned about the ice cream stuff. So when you go down the aisle,
cream?
Ice cream. Yeah, I could have said that.
I said Irish cream. Well, yeah, ice cream. What about ice cream?
Ice cream. So when you go down the aisle and you're looking for ice cream store, right? You're expecting to reach in and get ice cream. When you reach in and grab a drumstick, you expect that to be ice cream. Ice cream, dipping chocolate, nuts, whatever, all that stuff's on there. People keep running tests and videos on this about leaving it out.
Leaving the ice cream out?
Leaving the ice cream. It's not called ice cream. They can't put the word ice cream on the carton.
Right. So, yeah, it's like McDonald's ice cream. It doesn't actually melt. Yeah.
Yeah. So this stuff just is like this gelatinous foam that it goes to.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is I had just had a drumstick like either the night before or 2 nights before, and then I seen that. I'm like,
oh man,
no more of that.
Yeah, if people actually knew what they were eating, there'd be a lot more lean people in the world. I'm just saying. They're
well,
the
I'm
stuff we
learning
put in our
more.
bodies. What's that?
Although as I'm chugging down this here fruit juice cocktail, I mean, it does have the word juice in it.
I'll bet the majority of it's juice. I'll bet there's probably a good serving of corn syrup in there, but I'll bet most of it's juice.
Oh yeah. Number 2 ingredient is high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, it usually is.
I mean,
well, most like 85% of all the corn grown in the U.S. is not for eating; it's for corn syrup.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
So
that was something else I learned. Oh my God, I thought vodka was made from potatoes.
What's vodka made from?
Anything.
Well, that's true. Technically, it's just a flavorless, clear alcohol.
It's the distillation.
So
you have to distill it up to like 98% alcohol, 97% alcohol before you can dilute it back down. And the reason for that is the closer it gets to 100, the closer it is to flavorless.
Right.
and vodka is supposed to be in the flavor, the very low impact on flavor world. I thought all the majority of it was made from the potato. And when I found out that less than 1% of the world's vodka is made from the potato, I was like, no. So, I
Most
went
of it's
down
made
that
from what?
rabbit
Cane
hole.
sugar or corn syrup?
Yeah, that's made from other. It could be literally the same the white dog mash that you use for bourbon. All you
That's
need to
true.
do, throw that some bitch right back in the distiller and keep her going.
That's
Let her
true.
rip tater chip,
So
and you're going to distill that down to vodka.
Yeah, one thing I learned when I started distilling was anything with sugar, you can anything that will ferment, you can distill. So, I mean, technically, you can do grass clippings as long as you can ferment it properly.
Yeah. I mean, once you get the temperature right, the mix right, the yeast right, and all the stuff there, so you can actually ferment it, and let the stuff start breaking down the sugars. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and that's actually super easy to do. All you need is a carboy, a bubbler, and a packet of yeast. You get on Amazon for 50 cents. Honestly, it's super easy. You can just anything with sugar, you can distill it. So yeah. Hey, Jeff says, where does Taco Bell fit in this?
As much as I used to like Taco Bell,
it got expensive, man. Holy moly!
It did get expensive. What we did the other night was $70.
There's no way that was $70 worth of Taco Bell.
It did not look like $70 worth of food.
That used to be $20 worth of food. Now,
granted, if that was 20, I don't even remember. I don't even think that was $20 worth of food. Like, let's say we were in high school, seniors in high school, and not, I was in. Yeah, we were both 98. That didn't crack. I mean, we busted a 20. We had change.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, Jeff, that was $70 worth of Taco Bell. I don't know, man.
So
that
let's
did not
go
seem like
past
$70 worth to me, but whatever.
So let's go past the $70 mark, which is that was a shell shock to me to begin with.
Yeah.
The food, I don't think the food was ever good.
It's never been gourmet. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, it's never been gourmet. But lately, it just seems to have been. It's more gimmick now. You know what we should do? Throw a fucking Cheez-It inside a tortilla shell. I mean, it's like their research and development team is in West Virginia.
Right, exactly.
I can say that I was born there, so just for the haters out there, I can say shit like that.
Well, I think the philosophy is for potheads by potheads. I'm guessing that's the philosophy. Because really, those are the only people who should be eating Taco Bell on a regular basis.
Yeah, there's no way I could do it on a regular basis. I couldn't do Taco Bell I couldn't do Taco Bell on a schedule once a month. Couldn't do it. I used to be able to eat Taco Bell 2 or 3 times a week easily.
Yeah, being young was great.
It was great back when a taco was 69 cents. It was great.
Oh, good times. I remember those days.
Yeah, let me get my monocle and my cane out.
Well, yeah, I did. So everybody, I was at David's house not too long ago, and I did try on some of his monocle collection, and I only saw 2 of the 3 wine cellars. I didn't have time.
There was no wine cellar.
The whole tour.
There was no wine cellar. And
oh, sorry, I'm
monocle in the house.
Not allowed to tell people. Yeah, so technically, it doesn't count as his house if the tunnel goes that far away. So yeah, you're right, David.
Oh no. Yeah, we were out there today because it got pretty nice and warm up here today. So I did my meetings that I had to do where I had to be in and like typing and doing stuff and interactive. And then I did everything else from the pool. Yeah. Floating around the pool.
It's a hard life.
It was a rough life. It was a rough life. I got my tan is almost balanced out up on my arm. Like there was a pretty hard line.
Yeah.
On the arm where you could see like, oh, it's really tan, and it's not tan at all. And now it's like
losing your farmer's tan, David. You got to come back to Ohio and get that thing back.
I'm going to go down to Miami. Actually, I got a project that's going to drag me down to the Dominican Republic. So,
poor baby. I feel bad for you.
Hey, well, they call me up and they say, hey, we got this project, blah, blah, can we do some work out? I'm like, yeah, put some numbers out, do some stuff for them, do this quick engineering on it. And like, hey, where is this? Like Dominican Republic, it's like we got to go. We got to do a site visit, bro.
You got to go right now. There's no time to lose. We got to get on
No,
this.
I got 3 more weeks of being grounded. I can't fly for 3 more weeks. So after that, then we got to go.
So when you go to the Dominican Republic, all I got to say is don't get too drunk, get lost, and end up on the wrong side of the border, because that's not going to work out so well.
Nah, if I go to the other side, I'm just going to take over. I will literally rally the troops. We'll overthrow the overthrowers, and I'll have half of an island.
It's basically Mad Max. The leader of the rebellion is named Barbecue. Do you know why they call him Barbecue?
Yeah, I know. David? But if I barbecue him and eat his heart, then I get his people. That's how that works.
That's true. It's science. It's science.
Oh, dude, I'm sitting here. Oh, I wish my brain was working at full power right now. They pull the chest out. The Temple of Doom.
Kalima Shaktide. I know you're talking about. We're on the same page.
Yeah, you got there. Yes. There we go. And we pissed off the Indians at the same time.
No, hey, don't blame me. Blame George Lucas for that one.
Yeah, I guess. It's George Lucas's fault.
Exactly. That jerk. All right, so here's some news.
We got news?
We got some news.
All
so,
right.
you may have, I'm sure you heard about this. Sharks in Brazil test positive for cocaine. Cocaine.
Yes,
it's a real thing.
I did hear about this.
And honestly, if there's not a whole show,
if there's not a movie by the end of
next
week,
Shark Week,
there's a problem.
Yeah, there's totally a problem. So, cocaine sharks. It's a real thing.
Forget Shark Week. There needs to be tornado cocaine shark.
Tornado game.
Shark. Was it Shark Tornado?
It was Sharknado. So Sharknado cane.
Shark Tornado. Yeah, there you go. That works.
Yes, we'll work it out, but there needs to be a thing because this is insane. See, so I was mentioning to your wife this story, and we were talking about Cocaine Bear, that movie that was on forget what channel that was on. But Cocaine Bear was like a comedy, but it was based on a true story. So cocaine bears, cocaine sharks, it's everywhere. Basically, the human race is screwed.
We just need to stop selling cocaine to animals. Why are we doing it, guys? How they paying? How they paying for this?
Well, I mean, we got to have
I'm not a person that uses cocaine, but if I'm using cocaine or any of the other drugs out there, and people giving it away to sharks and bears for free, I'm like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, granted, the cocaine shark is a thing. They were going to have a story on the meth sharks, but they were too lazy. They just stayed at home. The meth sharks just didn't have the energy to come out. Turn that shark into power.
They were on the corner. They were on the corner, lunched over.
Annie Calendar says she can't stay on long. Wanted to say hi from Bavarian Beer House in Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, Anna, that's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, just have them put us up on the TV. Just have them put us up on the TV.
Right, exactly. We should be on every TV in every bar.
Tell them it's Dave.
All right. Next story is scientists develop a novel method to extract gold from old electronics using cheese.
Okay. All right. So I seen this article
using
and
cheese.
I said, there's no way. There's no way. I need to read this. And then something happened. I had to actually do some work. I never made it back to this article. But I did see this article. So please, I'm all ears.
Exactly. So basically, without getting into the nitty gritty, the funniest thing is the scientists are from Switzerland. So it's Swiss cheese. They're actually Swiss scientists. So they use Swiss cheese. So basically, there's something in the whey.
I sent some holes in the story.
There's some, but I'm bum. Anyway, so there's something in the whey. Basically, they soak the old electronics in whey and use a type of electrolysis that extracts gold out easier than they could with other acidic chemicals that they currently use. It basically pulls the gold ions out of the electronics versus dissolving everything and just extracting the gold that way.
Yeah. They're pulling the gold out as opposed to dissolving everything but the gold.
Exactly. Essentially, that's how it works.
You can do this with silver too. You know, simple foundry in your garage can do this. I actually know a guy who does that. Just goes to junkyard, buys massive old computers, all this stuff, and then he just has a foundry. He has literally making ingots of for him mainly silver.
Right, and I mean, people make real money on that.
He's got real money in that.
Yeah, I mean, I just dumped a bunch of old electronics at recycling. I know you're not supposed to, but it is what it is. Don't tell anybody.
You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to go on a country road, find it, throw it in a creek.
That's why.
That's what PETA says.
Right, and that's why in about 100,000 years, people panning for gold in those creeks, they're going to get rich. So I'm helping future generations.
And some cheese.
And, yeah, well, so I'm actually making some homemade cheese, and I'm going to use that to extract the gold.
Okay. Business 3.5.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. I need. One more.
So I'm glad that.
Hang on. He says you're
glad that. That's all right. They'll deal with it. Who
Bill? I think I fixed it. Thanks for letting me know, Bill. Go ahead, David. Sorry.
I'm echoing. Okay. So no, I think that I'm taken aback that you and I both seen this story, and
bye, Anna.
B. Oh, Anna's out.
She's out.
Don't have too much fun. See you next week. Wait. Where are we seeing you next? Oh, she goes see it on the show. I'm like, oh shit. Am I forgetting the appointment? Am I forgetting something here? Am I supposed to be in Columbus next week?
Yeah, you're not 100% right now.
No, I'm in Syracuse next week. But back to the story that both of us got to see this, and I really wanted to delve into it. And the fact that you did.
Yeah, hey, we're on the same page. Great minds think ridiculous things.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Great minds get the same ads.
That's it. That's totally it. Let's see. So, here's a good one. So, Mr. AI won't take over the world.
AI won't take over the world.
Elon Musk sets 2026 Optimus sales date. So in 2026, they're actually going to start selling his Optimus robot, which is pretty awesome. Here's what I think, David. I think we have more than a year before this thing goes on the market. I think probably closer to 2 years. They're going to have to push it back, I promise. Here's what we got to do. We need to start a long-term GoFundMe page
to buy one of
these, to buy one of these robots.
Outfit it with a machine gun.
Well, a flamethrower. It needs a flamethrower, and it needs to be able to produce for the show.
Well,
we'll be the only podcast with a Tesla robot producing for us. Come on.
I was thinking about putting an Arnold Schwarzenegger face on it. I mean, you and I were going completely different routes on this one. I was going to get free liquor wherever I went, and you're like, "Hey, push that button, robot."
I was going to put the thing to work. You were going to let it go on a murder spree?
No, I was going to take over. I didn't say it was going to take over. I was going to use it for me to take over the world.
Got it.
Yes.
But anyway, I think we should do that. Let's go ahead and start a GoFundMe.
Elon, is this going to come with Kevlar clothing? This is very important for me to know. And what's its size?
He needs to release the specs on this thing. Like, how is it waterproof? Can it go out in the rain? I'm sure he's mentioned how much it can lift, how much it weighs, that sort of thing. But will it murder us? Is there an emergency off button? We need to know these things.
Is there a big giant red button?
Exactly.
Or do we all have to carry around the backpack?
The OpenAI backpack. Yeah.
Yeah, the OpenAI backpack. So do we all carry around our own robot backpacks? It just fries its board.
Lost my phone.
But internally it's rerouting its circuitry.
But either way, I think we should do that. I'm going to go. That's my next thing I'm going to do. We're going to have a long-term GoFundMe to raise money specifically so we can be the only podcast in the world with a robot producer.
Don't send us any money for that, please.
It's going to happen, David. Just let it happen, David. Just let it happen.
One of us is going to use it as a producer. One of us is going to go take over the world.
Here's one that you sent me, which I thought was pretty awesome. which is
I sent you something.
California DMV puts 42
Oh yeah, yeah.
million
I
car
figured
titles
this would be a
on the
good one because
blockchain to fight fraud.
a year and a half, 2 years ago, something along those lines, we said straight up blockchain and the pictures, the bitmap pictures. What were those called?
The NFTs?
NFTs. The
Yeah,
NFTs. That the only use for them at the time was money laundering. And then until we start moving deeds, titles, and stuff over to them in contracts that reside in blockchain, then they will then they will have an actual use. And today it came to fruition. Took them a little longer than I actually thought it was. But,
right. So NFTs are based in the Ethereum, which is it's like Bitcoin. It's a type of cryptocurrency. And one of the great things about Ethereum is that it has smart contract capabilities. So you can actually put information into your little snippet of the blockchain, just a giant long million string piece of code. But it can have, names, addresses, contractual information. And that's exactly what California just did. They took advantage of the contract nature of the blockchain. And honestly, I think in the near future, all major contracts, everything from business contracts down to marriage licenses, will be on the blockchain because those are things that you can't hack. Here's the great thing here's the great thing about the smart contracts is the owner of the smart contract can then go on to change it because they own it, right? So if you had an NFT or you had a smart contract with a business partner,
but by changing it, you're adding code. You're not changing the existing code. You're adding code. Correct?
By changing it.
You don't go back and change what's in there. But that it's going to stay in that chain, and then you are going to have the next section of that chain.
No, not necessarily. No. Ooh. Well, so you can actually change bits of your smart contract because it's your piece of the blockchain. So what happens is when you update your smart contract, it proliferates through the network. So how the blockchain works is it's actually saved on multiple nodes around the world, and if you were to create more code to go into that blockchain, that's essentially the equivalent of minting a new coin, minting a new piece of that blockchain. You're not doing that when you change a smart contract. You're actually changing information in your snippet of the code. That's what makes the Ethereum smart contract functionality different from like Bitcoin that doesn't have that.
Okay. All right.
So it's cool. I mean, it's really good.
Yes, of course.
There are what band was that sold NFTs, and the NFT itself was actually a smart contract that like enabled you to have access to their concert and stuff like that. It was one of those. It was a really good idea, like kind of ahead of its time actually. So I think it's only a matter of time before all contracts are saved on a blockchain of some sort. But
it's good that
California beat us to
a year and a half, between a year and 2 years after we said that there was a valuable use for this in this type of application, they finally came around.
Look, I've built loyalty programs with really, really big companies. Honestly, I think a really massive company that built the loyalty program on the blockchain, and if you actually got legitimate, real value from that loyalty program associated with that company, like an Amazon-sized company or an Apple, there could actually not only be value to that loyalty membership, in that you get the discounts and perks from the company, you could potentially even sell your membership to other people, right? So, like, think of it this way. Like, in New York City, any major city that has taxi cabs, right? The medallions the taxi cab drivers have to have. Think of it that way. Now, individual medallion owners, they can then go and sell those to other people, and they make a ton of money off them. Now, if there were a limited number of these loyalty memberships with a giant company, you could make money selling your loyalty membership to somebody else. I mean, there's actual value in these things if you use it properly. Don't use it like Bitcoin because that's kind of dumb, but use it as an actual value product. I mean, there's something there.
Not a currency itself. Okay.
No, it's not a currency.
So I have a problem. I have a problem with what you just said.
Uh-oh.
You said New York City and you didn't do your thing.
New York City?
Thank you.
There you go.
Every time I've said New York, I'm like, we'll be somewhere, and they're like, where do you live? West, like, oh, I live up here, street in Dublin. Like, where do you live? New York, upstate New York. The West doesn't fail. New York City.
Well, he doesn't like a little pace picante nostalgia.
I love that. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I
chips
thought
and salsa.
it's only a shame that California had to do it first.
Necessity breeds innovation. Is that the saying?
So I have two more pieces
Chance
of news.
favors the prepared mind.
And David, you should be impressed with me. I'm finding actual, legitimate, entertaining news that's not politically based, which is really hard right now. Really hard.
That to be honest should be something the show should be applauded. We should win, I don't know, whatever award there is for the best thing ever. And it's basically just not being political.
Right.
That's it.
The shitty. We get the shitty award.
During a presidential election season.
The most batcrap crazy presidential election of all time. Literally of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
All right, so here's the next one.
You know,
if you're ever worried about your security
I
and hackers
just was looking at this earlier.
getting into your system.
I did not go into it. I looked at it and said,
well,
no.
shit.
I looked at it and said, I understand EMF.
Yeah.
You know, when you pass electricity and data through a cable, if you're close enough to that cable, you can see what's going on. I've got a little thing called a Fox and Hound. I'm old, so I call it a Fox and Hound. Some people call it a tone generator and a circuit tracer. I could take just the WAN part of it, and I can walk through a building, and I can kind of tell you, oh, over here's your data circuit. That's a high voltage circuit. Oh, that's a 277 lighting circuit. I can bounce around and do that. So tell me how a hacker can wirelessly watch my screen via HDMI radiation.
Magic.
There we go. All right. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. To be honest, if they said hackers can wirelessly watch your screen via HDMI magic, that actually, I would have probably clicked.
Yeah, hackers can now view your screen information by magic. That's the
magic.
line. By magic.
That's fine. All right.
Dark wizards can now hack into your computer via magic.
How do they think Dark wizards. I like that. That's good.
Exactly. So the funny thing is, this is actually kind of old news, right? Because I think it must have been about 15 years ago. I read a story, and I remember this because I remember how shocked I was this is even possible, that the government has technology, had 15 years ago had this technology, that up to a quarter of a mile away, they could view exactly what was on your computer screen just by the radiation that your monitor put off. I don't know how it works. That was in the news article. And this kind of backs up. It's along the same line of thought. Like, I don't know how it works, but apparently it does. Hackers can wirelessly watch your screen via HDMI radiation. I'm just not smart enough. Oh, well, David, it's also not much different from the way that they can get a 3D image of everything in your house just by your Wi-Fi signals bouncing off of things. Like, it's magic. It's just wizardry is what it is.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talk about that. I haven't actually seen that implemented in action yet. I've not seen somebody start in a room, run. Now, I have seen it. I've seen LiDAR. I've seen LiDAR map a room, but I have not seen Wi-Fi.
I mean, there are videos of them demonstrating it. I've not seen it. I
see that they are computer generated. That's what I'm saying. When there's really cool stuff, I usually find a way to get involved in some of this stuff. Like, hey, you need XYZ. And I get to see some really cool stuff. And this is one of those things that I haven't. So
you're saying this is fake news?
There is so much radiation that's around us just in passing. The filtering that you would have to have. So is it possible? Let's take this out to the Utah Salt Plains, right?
Okay.
We're going to go out to the Salt Plains.
Uh-huh.
Radio silence, right? We don't have a lot of interference. We're just basically dealing with the background.
Okay.
And then we are within reasonable distance for the level of power.
Okay.
I think we might get it. HDMI transfers a lot of data. We are talking gigabytes per second.
Yeah.
Look, not just 1 or 2 gigabytes, like 25 to 50 gigabytes of data per second.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but this article says it's already being used.
Again, in a theoretical world out in a place out there, but when let's say if it's powerful, if the HDMI radiation is powerful enough to throw it. Now even more importantly, does that mean it only works when you're HDMI? Because on my computer, I'm not putting out video signal to my HDMI port most of the time. So it's off.
I don't. My answer to that is I don't know. I just think it's cool.
I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm going to go back. I'll read that one tonight when I'm laying in bed. I'll read that one tonight. I'll be like, he's stupid. Stupid. You're stupid. I'll just be over there grumbling like an old. Well, I am a grumbly old man.
Well,
so
David,
I'll just be over there grumbling like I am.
There are
you
as you're going to be able to see from this next story, there are scientists out there developing things that will blow your mind completely. Here's the next article, and prepare for your mind to be blown. I mean, you should get some duct tape, wrap it around, so when it blows your mind, you'll have all the pieces in one place.
I just got it back together, man. Come on, be careful.
Well, your brain surgeon's going to call me, and he's going to be pissed. So here's the next story. Japan introduces magnetic levitation for cars. The end of engines and batteries. David, this technology is going to end the need for engines and batteries.
What?
Exactly. That's. I had to read the article when I saw the headline. I had to read it. Let's see. Jeff Leffingwell says, with a little time, AI can do anything. Thank you, Jeff. I say not fake news, already going on, all in caps. Much mind-blowing. Totally agree. Jeff, it's already happening. And this technology out of Japan is going to end the need for engines and batteries. Let me read on. You're going to love where this goes. I know you're intrigued. Uh-oh.
No, I actually am intrigued on this one.
Our live studio audience is with us. Hold on.
Okay.
How's it going, Locke?
Good. Hi,
Look how big this kid is going.
Hi, Mr. Dad.
Oh, I missed your dad. Well,
Brother Locke, how's it going, bud?
Good.
What'd you do today?
I went to the pool in Plain City.
They got a pretty good pool. They got like 3 slides and stuff.
No, they have 1.
1 slide? Which one has 3?
Penny's trying to talk me into getting a slide to put on our pool out back.
You should totally. Should he has a pool. Should get a slide for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should.
You should get a slide for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I can get Penny to start a job and pay for the difference in the homeowner's insurance. We might think about it.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. When the kids can start paying for their own stuff, then they change their mind pretty quickly on what they want.
Yeah, yeah. Know about a dog.
Catherine, how you doing? What do you got? What do you got there?
What is going on? This is like the 3rd or 4th time in a row I've seen her without her ears on.
Yeah, she's not wearing her ears, and well, they're about to go to bed.
Okay.
So that's why she doesn't have her ears on. They just got out of the bath.
You are not.
Is that a turtle?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the turtle's name?
I haven't named it yet.
You didn't name it yet. All right, it's very.
You haven't named a turtle?
It's named Banana.
No.
Banana.
No, it isn't.
Banana turtle.
Bananarama. 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 Okay, guys, you gotta go upstairs. Okay, good night, guys. Dude, this is.
All right, kiddos. Go upstairs, make some brownies, and then eat them with ice cream, and then you go to bed.
He says you're a brownie, David. All right. Good night, guys.
I went and got stuff to make brownies. I don't think anybody's done it yet.
Brownies sound amazing. Hey, you kids should make brownies and bring me one. Tell your mother to make me brownies. They said no. That's the respect I get.
I get no respect.
Buddy. Hey, shut the door on your way up. Jeff Levingwell says magnetic will move anything. So let's go on to the story. This is a pretty good one, David. You're going to see how they They can now get rid of engines and batteries.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Nowadays, cars use batteries and motors to move. However, This way of
V8
moving is very
motor.
inefficient because of overcoming friction and gravity. Takes most of the energy. But Japan, but Japan presents a very innovative solution, which is magnetic levitation, and will be the supposed end of hydrogen engines. I'm not sure where hydrogen engines came from. This is just kind of thrown in there. I'm guessing AI probably wrote this article.
Yeah. Go up and look at the name of the author on this.
Let's see.
And then we can report them to their boss, wherever they work for, and be like,
D.
bro.
Garcia.
Yeah. Hey, D. Garcia, we're going to find out where you work, and we're going to send us to your boss and be like, come on, man. You can't use ChatGPT for everything. At least proofread it.
Will the use of, nobody proofread this at all. Will the use of magnetic levitation do away with the need for batteries and motors? Well,
No.
motors are engines, D. Garcia, because motors and engines are two different
Motors
things.
and engine are different,
Little nerd talk there. A group of Japanese researchers attached to the Quantum Machine Unit of Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology.
You can't just throw the damn name quantum on front of stuff.
It makes
and
it sound way
cool.
cooler.
Yeah.
Quantum
The
anything.
quantum underdog journey.
The quantum journey. Yeah. Quantum dog. Report having created a track that provides magnetic levitation, which does not need.
I drew the designs up for something like that in the 7th grade.
But here's the thing: it says it does not need external maintenance power.
Incorrect.
This is what the article says.
Okay,
And
so
it's Japan.
if you have enough rare earth magnets, you can partially do it. But the vast more effective way, and again, I'm using that word very specifically because it's not efficient. The vast more effective way is to use the same type of technology that we utilize in our MRI equipment.
But that needs external power.
It
needs
uses
external
external
power
power
to make the electromagnetic.
To make the electromagnetic, and it also utilizes quite a bit of liquid nitrogen or liquid helium as well.
Right.
Because if you supercool it,
you're cooled, which creates
a superconductor. Which creates a superconductor, which also translates into a much lower use of electricity. So you could utilize something with solar and batteries and create it. I drew the designs up for this literally in the 7th and 8th grade.
Well, the Japanese
a track and a car to go on it.
David, the Japanese
I did this 20. I did this.
Let me finish the story.
25 years ago.
By the latter, we mean that it does not need power, but only at the startup for the generation of the magnetic field initially required. After that, it doesn't need any extra power. After that, objects,
they're an idiot,
including cars, will operate by moving on it without the use of other types of thrust energy, such as batteries or motors. So it's gonna. So.
No.
What? Hang on. The Japanese are really smart people, David. I don't
think the Japanese did. I mean, whatever jackass that wrote this is the problem.
What does this revolutionary invention consist of? On the surface, magnetic levitation causes objects, cars in our case, to rise a few centimeters above the track. This eliminates friction, so the car is able to move without the need of batteries, motors, or any form of mechanical or electrical thrust. That's actually distinctly untrue. To achieve this, the car is required to be made of diamagnetic materials. Then magnets along the track provide an intense magnetic field that cause the object to float, in quotes, on the surface. So basically, they invented magnets that won't do anything. Look, I brought this up because it is intensely stupid.
I find that ad for intermittent fasting for men more helpful than this.
I actually brought this article up because it is intensely stupid. The headline intrigued me, and the more I read, the more I realized this person's a complete moron. Basically, maglev trains already exist. That's already a thing. And you can't do away with motors or engines, two different things, by the way, because you still need something to build forward momentum.
Yes, you still need a propulsion
something to
system.
propel the train. Just because it's floating doesn't mean it's going to go by itself. It needs something to propel it.
My design
also,
when I go ahead.
Also, batteries don't just make or magnets don't just magnets that strong don't just exist once you power them up. They lose power. You need to maintain
They
that level
lose
of
power
power
quickly.
for magnetism to work. This person's insanely stupid. Like this person should be locked up. They're so dumb.
Yeah, hopefully they don't drive a car. I mean, that can be dangerous for everybody.
I'm guessing D. Garcia probably doesn't understand
any bit of this.
They probably just got a free ChatGPT account and said, "Hey, I can write stuff."
And, Japanese introduces magnetic levitation for cars, and then was like, "All right, what can we do here with this?" And
the end
let's
of
go to
engines
ChatGPT.
and batteries.
Oh man!
So yeah,
literally did a design for this back in literally in 7th and 8th grade.
But
I was
still needed
junior
batteries.
I was in
yes,
it needed batteries. Well, just the difference is mine worked. Mine would work.
Did you make the superconductor?
Now
David?
I'm so pissed off. I might try to build this damn thing now.
Did you build the superconductor and did you quantum lock your car?
I was able to get one side of a track or one section of a track to function. In theory, it's just a matter of adding on to it. There are some logistics issues where each one of these, it would be much more like a train than it would be a, let's say, freeway, because navigating inside of a magnetic space, a body around another body is just nearly impossible. The vehicles, talking about one would have to lower.
Well, but again,
never mind, I'm gonna stop talking.
But there's nothing to invent. Maglev trains already exist, David.
Well, there are maglev trains, and then there's then the other side of this is there's still fucking air. There's still fucking air.
Yeah, that's true. The train doesn't exist in a vacuum.
It doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Right.
So it still has to overcome air.
I forget what channel I was watching, but so you've seen the superconductors that quantum lock over the track, right?
Yeah, we see them, and The
cool thing about when you quantum lock the magnet above the track, it doesn't just float above the track in whatever position you put it in. It can also float below the track in whatever position you put it in.
Yeah.
I forget what YouTube channel it was. They built a Mobius strip, and the Mobius strip, in case you haven't seen it, it's basically an infinite track that goes up and down on all sides. And talking not you, I know you wouldn't know what it is, but people watching and listening. And they built a track.
Why did the court cross the Mobius strip? To get to the same side.
So that's a good one. So basically,
I robbed that one from Big Bang Theory, by the way.
That's why it was a good one. So they built a track that was a Mobius strip, and they quantum locked the magnet on it, and it was going like it was pretty awesome. I was kind of jealous that I wasn't able to do something like that because I'm not smart enough. But neither was D. Garcia when he wrote this article. Sorry, D.
Yeah,
you get an F.
Daniel, I'm a Daniel. Come on, man.
D officially gets an F for this assignment.
And at least have. Yeah. You F for fucked up.
So I got one more thing before we can get to the main topic, which is the future of televisions. Are you ready for this, David? The future of televisions. And this is actually pretty cool. Oh. This is something I heard about a couple of years ago, and now I'm actually seeing it in action. And I really, really, really want this to come down in price really quickly because it's pretty awesome. Check this out.
Is it the floor raise thing?
No, it's this. Hang on. Check this out.
You roll it out, lay it flat. You can step on it. You can jump on it. You can dance on it. You can drive a scooter on it.
So you can get these TVs.
You can drive a car on it. It's very customizable. It ranges in price from $2,000 per square meter up to $14,000 or $15,000.
You get them as big
this is a
or as small as you want.
2.6 pixel pitch. We go down to a 0.7.
They're not limited
and
to these square sizes.
3.8. It can be used also as the rolling screen.
Check that out.
As you see, it's rolling down, and the brakes disappear. And then it can roll back up. It's also waterproof.
So it's showing up pretty good.
Look, it's waterproof. It's a screen. She's standing on it. It's completely waterproof. That's amazing.
Use the dance floors. You get a lot of alcohol spill, beverages, other stuff.
Other stuff.
Just mop it up. Ready?
So I know it's not news, but I just thought that was super cool. I had to show it. I want
That's
that.
much better. That's much better technology than fake maglev ending of engines and motors.
Right.
Yeah, rolling display is the name of it back there. I see it in the background. Or
Yeah, so
whatever
that's
it's called.
that's the future of TVs, man. So you can get it
Yeah.
you can get it custom made, any shapes. You can get it different dimensions. You can get it circular if you wanted to.
Oh.
I mean, whatever medium you play on it has to be media you play on the medium has to be, you know, if it's circular, you know, you're gonna lose corners. But it's just the idea of it's super cool. Like I think within a few years, when stuff like that really comes down in price, it can be more readily adopted. I mean, you're gonna have TVs that are the size of your wall that just roll out from the ceiling.
Ugh.
It's amazing.
Yeah. You know what? If like this room here, there's not a TV in here. I like it. I've thought about it. I was like, yeah, I get a TV and put it here in my man cave, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, nah, I don't want that.
Just imagine the kind of stuff they're going to be able to do when, like, you can have every surface in a room, the floor, the ceiling, all the walls that are a TV. You walk in, and it looks like you're, like, flying through the air. Tell me amusement parks aren't immediately going to jump on that.
Bro, I drink too much for shit like that.
Exactly.
I'm
telling
call
you,
spade spade, man. I walk in here and all of a sudden I'm sitting in this chair and I'm, you know, a whole new world and watching Aladdin, man. That's not a good feeling for me.
That's why she said you can mop it. It's waterproof.
Yeah.
Notice she said, you know, drinks,
things.
other stuff end up on it. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. I think she was referring to vomit.
Let's hope that's all she was referring to. Yeesh.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm out. I'm good. If the TV in my front room died, it might take me 6 months to replace it. Maybe.
You guys aren't big TV people, huh?
If I replace it at all. So I'm rewatching Smallville right now. So there's that.
Okay. From the beginning on?
Yeah. So I think I'm on season 3 or 4 right now, but I've got a TV upstairs. It hardly ever gets even turned on. It's so freaking rare. But I've got iPads.
There are screens all around us at all times.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by screens, and the stuff that I would rather watch is better on like my YouTube stuff. I'd rather watch YouTube on my iPad. I'd rather do that.
I'm just saying.
My MacBook sits here. It sits here, and it's rarely used. It gets used for this show. David,
all I'm saying is the world's changing fast, and we're old. You
I'm all right with that.
Adopt the new technology or get left behind.
I shall be left behind. I'm good.
You're going to be driving around old-fashioned cars with motors and batteries, while other people are just mag-leving around all over willy-nilly. It's going to be like the Jetsons with all their mag-leving.
God, man, that hurt my head. It hurt my head because literally 26 years ago, 26 years. No, that was when I graduated high school. It was still 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 freaking years ago, more, that I had designs to do something very simple, but again, mine functioned.
Well, look, the Japanese beat you to it. The Japanese and D. Garcia beat you to it.
Yeah, Japanese, man.
You missed out. You missed out by that much.
I just missed out by that. I beat them by 30 years, but they beat me to it, okay? And theirs doesn't work. And then the whole premise behind that article, dumb as a cat.
It was almost as bad as the dirt batteries.
The dirt batteries.
Oh, I got to follow up on that one, see where that landed.
There have been some, man, you have found some zinger stuff. Do we have any updates from the people who are on the run from the law? It is either the poop people or the blood people.
The poop one of the two people. Yeah, and we got to do some research on that. So for those watching and listening, there were a couple people who So remember, what was the lady's name? Elizabeth Holmes. She had that company where they could apparently take one drop of blood and tell you all of your health problems. Well, I think it was a couple of years before that, there were another couple of people who had a very similar company where they could take a stool sample and they could tell you all your health problems. And it turned out they were obviously defrauding their investors, and they went on the run. And last we heard, they were still on the run. I don't know. We got to find out what's going on.
Yeah, last I heard, they were still on the run. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, now they're forever known as the poopy bandits.
People.
The poopy
bandits. You've been struck by the poopy bandits.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to defraud people, then go on the
run. It's not their first choice of names.
Nah, it's their number two. Exactly. I knew where you were going with that one.
People.
Yeah, don't Google poop people. Not on your work
run.
Phone.
It's my
poop people
phone.
On the run. Have AI create that image for you.
This site can't be reached. Apparently, I put a lot of dots in there. Poop.people.on. Oh, I messed that all kinds of up.
Do not Google poop people on your work computer. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Work computers over there. They're doing this. I just can't believe I hit that. That is, I got fat finger these things all the time.
Yeah. Don't go to pooppeople.com either. I can't guarantee what you're going to see. We can guess.
We can guess. Yeah, we can't guarantee it, but I can guess, and I still wouldn't do it.
I want Purell just thinking about it.
It's on the desk over there.
There you go. All right. So, David, you ready for the main event?
You sent an agenda today. I took a peek at it. I see that you sent an agenda.
I did send it. That doesn't necessarily mean either one of us read it.
And you said something about dark. We're like dark wizards tonight or something. What was it? Creepy. Something about creepy.
Although dark wizards would be way cooler. No, this is the. So we've talked a lot about in the past about the need to create, to understand your target audience, to create a customer avatar, right? But we never really get into, if you're brand new, how do you discover who your target audience is? How do you learn about them, right? Until you gather that data, you can't really create a customer avatar. Well, there's actually a pretty kind of creepy, but super useful way to actually do this. And we're gonna run through that tonight. To learn everything about your potential audience before you even sell a single product.
Okay.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, David and I talk a lot about customer avatars.
If you don't know, you don't watch the show.
If you don't know, this is your first time watching the show, so welcome to the Underdog journey.
We're about to talk about it now.
This is the best of times and the worst of times. Get used to it. This is our show. So customer avatars, basically, if you took the average
profile,
right, the customer profile, customer avatar, if you took the average of all of your customers, compiled it into a single person, that is your customer avatar. That's your customer profile. You should give this profile a name. They should have a gender. They should have a profession. Do they have kids? Don't they have kids? What do they like to do in their spare time? What's their not just demographics, the actual age, generalities, information about the person. What are their psychographics? What do they like to do? What do they think about? What are their hopes, their dreams, their fears, yada, yada, yada. What social platforms are they on? All of these things together create this fake person, this persona. This is your customer avatar. And we've talked a lot about this. But if you're just starting your business, how are you supposed to get that data, right? Yeah, you can send out surveys. Yeah, you can ask your friends and family. But here's kind of the messed up thing. Most people, especially when they're starting out, have no idea who their ideal customer is actually going to be. You think you have an idea because most people kind of picture themselves buying their product because they invented it. They think they want it. So some cool, hip, late 20s, early 30s, even though you're in your 40s, person who listens to the cool music, named their name is Snake, and they like to ride a motorcycle on the weekends.
All right.
In the meantime, it's
I want to go take my leather vest and have the word. I'm gonna have the word snake put on it.
Snake. In the meantime, it's a paunchy 60-year-old with mustard stains on their shirt. I don't know.
And problems with gout.
Exactly. It's never the person you really think it's going to be. And it's so important to have accurate data so you know who you're speaking to when you do your marketing, when you do your selling, when you create the brand for your product. right? Because as I always say, you're not going to speak to your grandmother the same way you're going to speak to a 20-year-old frat boy. You're not. You got to have your messaging on point. You got to know how to talk to the person. You got to know where they're hanging out, what they're doing, to actually understand how to speak to them, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get this data? How do you get this information? I'm just going to jump to the point. Stalking.
So here I was out in the bush.
Exactly. Just stalking. Basically. And that's kind of what it comes down to. So I've kept the bullet points kind of brief on this one. I do have more than just stalking. We're going to go into some details. But here's the thing. Look, if you don't have customers yet, or you have very few customers, not really enough to get a full view of what they're like, what you need to do is you need to find your competitors. Your direct competitors, or as direct as you can get. Find somebody selling a very, very similar product or service to yours in a very, very similar market to yours. So, like, if you're in downtown Manhattan, right?
New York City.
If you're in Manhattan, you're not gonna find a competitor from rural Kentucky and look at their customers, because they're not going to have the same customers as you. You need to find people in your market, in your area, with a very similar offering to you, product, service, whatever. What you then need to do is you need to analyze what they're doing. So look at their branding, look at their product, look at their offerings, look at their marketing, subscribe to their emails, figure out the kind of phraseology that they use. That's a good word. Then because that's going to help.
I have to drink for that
one. we all have to drink for that one. Because what that's going to do is that's going to help you kind of narrow down. Okay, if they're making sales in this market before me, they're doing something kind of right. So study them, do your homework on them. But beyond that, here's also what you need to do. You need to go on their reviews. Look at their Google reviews, Yelp, Facebook, Amazon reviews, right? Every place where their customers will be interacting with them, you need to research what their customers are saying about them and learn about those customers. And this next part, it's going to sound creepy. I'm sorry, it just is. But you're going to get infinitely good data. Find those customers. You need to find 10 to 15 really good customers. And I'm not going to say, don't find the ones that give all 5 stars. And don't find the ones necessarily that give all 0 stars. Find the middle of the road ones. Find ones that give, 3.5 to 4.5 reviews. Find them online. Social media. You can find anyone on social media. And this, I'm telling you, it sounds creepy. It sounds creepy saying it. Find these customers. Don't actually stalk them, right? But wait,
Wes, you're misleading us. You say stalk, then you say don't stalk. Which is it?
I mean, I can't legally tell you to actually stalk people. I can, but I wouldn't say it's legal. Don't actually stalk them, but find them on social media. Find them on Facebook. It's probably the easiest place you're going to find somebody to begin with. Find them on Facebook, and then guess what? You can maybe find them on Instagram, and then maybe find them on LinkedIn. Find out what their jobs are. Find out their age, their gender, generally speaking. Find out what they do on the weekends. Find out how many kids they have.
Did you just freaking hedge on that?
What, the gender?
Yes.
Well, because that's not necessarily.
Did you just hedge on that?
I did not hedge on that. I did not hedge on that. I don't particularly think with a lot of products, gender makes all the difference in the world. If I'm selling a mini fridge, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, yeah, look, if you're selling,
I want a mini fridge.
If you're selling corncob pipes, yeah, you're going to find the dudes.
There you go.
But if you're selling, I don't know, protein powder, you might have a lot of guys, you might have a lot of gals. Find out. It's great information to have. But generally speaking, gym rats are gym rats, and you're probably going to speak to them very similar ways. So, but it's more important to find out, are they 20 or are they 60? Right. You're going to speak to those people very differently. So no, I'm not hedging my bets. You should find out all you can about them, especially when you build out your customer avatar, because this needs to be a person you're speaking to. Yes. So find 10 to 15 people who are your customers, your competitors' customers. Learn everything you can about them. I mean, follow them on every social platform you can find them on. Learn.
Sounds an awful lot like stalking.
It's a lot like stalking. but find out what they like to do on the weekends. Find out how many kids they have. Don't actually contact the kids. That's a whole different problem. You're going to be in trouble. Don't contact them at all, frankly. Either way, you're going to be in big trouble. And don't tell them that I told you to do any of this, because I disavow any of this information. But this is going to help you build out your customer avatar, and you're going to find out how to speak to that person, because guess what? That person bought that product or service from your direct competitor. Chances are other people are going to be interested as well that fit into those generalities. So again, 10 to 15 people at least of your competitors' customers. I told you this is creepy. Again, it sounds creepy saying it.
Little creepy.
But the data you're going to get
Is it creepy?
is going to help you sell your product. It just will. Am I wrong, David?
Crap. I've picked up my... No, am I muted? No, we're good.
I think you're afraid to say anything because like it does sound genuinely creepy.
No. I've done properly, and to just collect data, to create your own avatar,
right. And that's it. And you're
to
literally
add
just
data points
the
for
data.
your avatar to give you a great what the hell?
Yeah, Jeff Leffingwell. This is our customer avatar. Jeff Leffingwell says, find someone that's a backer churrer that spends Saturday night out yonder in the wood with his coon dog, and will not be buying.
Will not be buying. Okay. Well,
I like it,
okay.
Jeff.
Now, wait a minute. So he's not going to be buying protein powder, but put that back up there. But the possibility of selling,
he's buying tobacco,
proper dog food.
He's buying tobacco.
We've got tobacco. We've got rugged boots.
We've got gentleman
clothing. We've got possible tents, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say probably hunting equipment and fishing equipment.
Yeah.
So
outdoors,
even though
any kind of outdoors equipment.
Yes. So not any kind of outdoors.
Well, look
at what they did to Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's Sporting Goods is now even Christmas. What is it? Dick's Athletic Apparel. That's what Dick's is. There's nothing sporting goods about it at all anymore.
Yeah.
So,
I used to love Dick's.
Yeah.
But now I just can't. I mean, I can't bring myself to really enjoy Dick's anymore. It's just.
Oh,
it's just not the same.
I hope all the other 15-year-old boys out there are
goods.
laughing with me.
Sporting goods.
It really is. It's far more moving on your recently acquired dislike for Dick's.
Well, look,
your recently
young
acquired
and
distaste for Dick's.
You're young, you're in shape, you're athletic, you like Dick's, and then eventually you just grow out of it. It was a phase, and you're like, you know what? I got to get on with my life.
Yes.
No more Dick's for me.
Yeah, no more Dick's for you. So yeah, I mean they took that brand and ruined it. Just literally ruined it. Now again, it's not quite on the level of wasted brand equity that Elon Musk did with Twitter, but they wasted decades worth of brand equity with Dick's. And it literally is just a fashion. It's an athletic fashion warehouse now. That's it. That's all it is.
That's it. Well, so I mean, there are a lot of political things they did on the back end. We won't get into.
Well, I don't care what they did on the back end with Dick's.
But beyond that, I think they decided to go
they actually did.
I think they lost track of who their target audience actually was.
Yeah.
In the effort to make themselves into a more premium brand than they originally should have been. Jeff says he might buy a corncob pipe, like shopping at the Walmarts. Now, Jeff, I got the corncob pipe. I know all about it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. That's how he broke his Dick's habit.
Well, look,
man, that is the gift that just keeps on giving, isn't it?
Dick's?
Yeah. It really is like trying to be in a business meeting with two freaking 15-year-old guys.
How do you I don't know. Kids. I'm curious. At what point when you're with that corporation, when does that giggle factor wear off? I'm not sure it ever would.
For me it would never. Dicks would never wear off on me. I would giggle all the time. I'd just be walking down the hallway at corporate office like.
It's just infinite jokes. It's just infinite.
Yes. What are you doing? Oh, I can't help you this week. I got to work dicks.
Infinite. I could just, I'm not gonna, I mean, you can't even make.
We used to play baseball, but now we've gone soft.
You can't even make jokes about how much dicks you can handle because it's infinite. I mean, you can't.
Wes can handle infinite dicks. I mean, it just keeps
going and going. The dicks, and you just it's yeah.
Oh my God, we are 15 years old.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't change a thing.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So what the hell were we talking about?
Customer avatars and stalking.
Yeah, customer avatars and stalking. Yeah. So this is that starts pulling the data. Oh, I know how we got there. Sporting goods, sporting equipment, coon dogs, tobacco chewer. Okay. Train of thought back in process. We got there. It was a legitimate tangent.
Big Richard Sporting Goods. That's a good one.
There he goes.
That's much better. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Bring us back on track.
Yes. Yep. Pitch and tents all year round. Oh man.
All right.
Okay. So as you're starting to pull this data in and you start to aggregate and parsing out the data to say, here's the average age group of these 15 people, 15 data points is going to give you a fairly good.
Right.
Ideally,
that's what I'm saying. If you find 10 to 15 people and you find the general information about all of them, like get the customer avatar. So we actually had a couple spreadsheets for build a customer avatar. But honestly, just go out there and Google customer avatar worksheet, and you're going to find.
Do you want to do a spread on dicks?
I mean, the hits keep coming.
We thought it was done, but nope.
That's the problem with dicks.
Yeah.
You think you're done.
So I'm moving on to my next drink here. This is the sweet tea from the state of Arizona.
Going sweet tea. You didn't even hit the bourbon yet tonight. All right. This is
it's over here. I'm taking a couple sips of it here. I got to go really slow because I can't breathe properly.
It's probably a good idea. But anyway, so yeah, if you fill out a customer avatar, if you find 10 to 15 people of your competitors' customers, and for each of those 10 to 15 people, you fill out a customer avatar sheet on each of them, and then get all these sheets together and find the averages of all of their information, you're going to have a really, really accurate and robust customer avatar for yourself.
Now you're no longer going to be speaking to the
you're not going to be
19 to 45 demographic.
Well, and beyond
now
that,
you're going to be speaking to a 28-year-old or a 31-year-old guy who has one kid and is married and his name is Earl, right? So you're now speaking to a specific person.
Right. And here's why it's so important, right? Most people at some point or another have spoken to a crowd of people on stage, to a group, whatever. When you're speaking to a group of people, and people who do it regularly understand this, when you're speaking to a group, you're going to speak significantly different than you will when you're speaking to a person. Yeah. And the best speakers in the world, they don't speak to the room. They don't speak to the group. They'll find a person, and they'll speak to that person. And then they'll move on, and they'll find a person over there, and they'll speak to that person.
Yeah, that person can move. So whenever you'll see that, they'll lock in and make eye contact. A lot of people say, "Hell, the light's there. You don't want to make eye contact. You want to look in the middle distance. You want to."
No, find the person, look them in the eyes.
Find the person, and now you're speaking a conversation with that person. Right. I speak in front of people. I don't mind it all. You put me in an auditorium with 50,000 people, locked in a room. Captive audience and me and a microphone.
And
brother,
we're not talking about you. We're talking about mere mortals.
No, it's because I do this. I do exactly what we're talking about doing.
Yeah.
Find a person. I talk to that person. And then I move on from talking to that person. Now I talk to that person over there.
Exactly. By the way, your camera's frozen up.
Yeah, I must have. My thumb's partially raised there, so Skype does that.
Skype. But yeah, you're totally right, though. So basically what we're doing is, by building a customer avatar, you're doing the same thing, but digitally. So when you create your marketing, your advertising, your branding, you're speaking to that person. You're not speaking to everyone in the world, because when you speak to everybody, you create vanilla that nobody cares about, nobody wants. When you speak to that
And
person,
everybody can identify that you're not speaking to an individual. Everybody easily identifies that you're speaking to no one.
Right. So when you speak to a person, your customer avatar, you're speaking to that person. But by extension, you're also speaking to everyone else who fits into that category of that person. Meaning that's your ideal customer. Ideally, all these other people are going to be able to relate to your brand much, much more easily. So it's super important. So it sounds super creepy, but stalking your competitors' customers, especially when you're getting started, is super valuable.
Yes, it should. Yeah, you should have this, and you should start using that name you've created in your customer avatar in your meetings, in your communications, in your in your prayers. That needs to be who you are speaking to.
Oh yeah, I mean,
aside from God,
I've been in countless meetings where executives would come in, and our customer avatar was named Jenny, and they were like, "So what would Jenny think about this? What would Jenny do in this situation? What would Jenny say over here and do in that particular, with that thing going on?" And that's just how you talked about the customer. The customer's name was Jenny, and that's what you did. And it made it much easier to relate to the customer as a person than to a group.
Yes, and I love it because I always see it. Well, not lately. It seems that we've finally kind of broken out of that whole 19 to 45 demographic. We're going to try to get you the 19 to 45 demographic, and I used to hear that a lot. It literally used to be the big thing here. Everybody's trying to land the 19 to 45. Yeah. If I can get everybody that's between the ages of 19 and 45, that's a pretty damn good market.
Yeah, I'd like to find everyone that's a legal adult in working fit age.
Yeah.
Anybody who comes to you with just demographic data, immediately throw them out of the room.
Yeah.
I personally think psychographic data is way more valuable.
I happen to agree.
Because here's the thing.
To agree.
Especially
the why to buy is a far more potent catalyst for actual purchase.
Well, demographics probably worked in the days before the internet, when everybody's world was way smaller and people fit into demographic categories much more easily. But now the world itself is open to everybody. I mean, I definitely don't feel my age.
No.
I know my current wife doesn't feel her age. David, I know you don't feel your age.
I'm feeling it a little bit this week.
I don't think we fit into the demographic anymore of our actual ages. I think we fit more into a specific psychographic, which again, it's way more valuable.
I seen something on the video the other day. Now, here's a series I haven't watched in for years. It's actually left the TV from being aired, and I don't have actual television. I'm sure it's on sometime. But the Golden Girls.
I used to watch Golden Girls a long time ago.
Yeah. I loved it. It was a great show. And I'll probably buy it again here, the whole thing in soon. But I think the characters in that show were mid to late 40s.
Right. That's the funny thing is, like, they're supposed to be like super old.
You feel like, I think in the show when they are announcing their ages, like one of them, there was one point they were talking about in their show, where Blanche is talking about her age. She's like 45 or 50 or something along those lines. I'm like, I'll be 40. We'll be 45 next year.
Right.
You're 45 now. Oh shit! Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. You had a birthday, so happy birthday to West. So everybody tell West happy birthday, and he would love to celebrate by getting nudes. So just send him all the nudes that you can, and wish him a happy birthday.
Appreciate that. Thank you. I'll take it.
You got it. You said you could take all the dicks you can handle.
I'll send those your way. By the way, Jeff Leffingwell says Golden Girls. Hang on. Golden Girl in the middle age. She loved that sporting goods store. So yeah, he knows what we're saying. But so there's a meme that's going around that was talking about how Paul Rudd is older than Wilfred Brimley was when he was in Cocoon.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, who's like a young guy, he's probably younger than we are, is older than Wilfred Brimley, who is supposed to be like some elderly old guy in Cocoon.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a problem with that because the whole premise behind Cocoon and, being off the way and everything is that, they got extended lives. I thought Wilford Brimley was like 85 years old.
No.
Back in, 85.
I think people age differently back then.
I think so, man.
Look at Steve Martin. Have you ever seen Steve Martin without gray hair? Didn't exist.
Yeah, no.
He's always had gray hair. Like, since he was like a baby, that's just what he looked like. People age differently back then. That's what I'm saying.
Good old sweet tea.
So one of the reasons I want to get this robot is my retirement plan is just to work until they develop the technology to actually pluck my brain out of my skull and put it into a robot body. And that's my retirement plan.
So do you think your brain will go in, or you think that you'll take a graft of your brain tissue and the operating system that is your consciousness will be ran on that processor?
Well, I think it only works if it's the whole brain, right? Because then you come up with the replicator paradox, right? You go through the transporter paradox, right? So what's to say that when you go through a transporter, it's not just destroying your body and creating a copy over there, which means if it didn't destroy your body and it still made the copy, would there be two of you? Think about it. Because here's the thing: when you go through the transporter buffers, and it's not the buffers saving your signal, your pattern in the buffers. Why couldn't it just keep spitting out copies of you like the replicators? You're in the buffers.
Quantum travel takes care of this. We had this argument last week or 2 weeks ago.
Well, I know they have the Heisenberg the Heisenberg compensators should take care of it, but I'm just saying. So I think it has to be the whole brain. Although there's new studies coming out now that say you actually have more neural transmitters in your gut tissue than you actually do in your brain. So most of us do actually think with our stomach more often than not. So look, if they took your brain out, put it in a different body,
that's why I'm so smart.
Would you still be you, considering you just lost more than half of your neural transmitters?
Oh, if they took your guts out?
No, if they took your brain and put it in a different body, would you still be you, or would you be someone or something else, considering you just lost all of the neural transmitters that are in your gut?
Wait a minute. So is your body dead now?
I don't know. You don't need it anymore.
Upload,
they took your brain
where
out.
they scan it and it basically shreds it down?
Maybe.
Which I always thought was weird.
Okay, but look, no. My analogy about taking your brain out of your body, taking your brain out of your skull, putting it in a robot body. Okay. Now, your whole brain is in this robot body.
RoboCop.
Is your mind still in there? Or is it something kind of else because all the neural transmitters that were in your gut and your body
because you're no longer receiving data.
Right.
Your nodes are gone.
Right. And how much of your mind is actually in your brain versus in different parts of your body? The octopus actually has like 9 different brains associated with each tentacle. So when they
got a master brain and then one for each tentacle?
Right. So when their tentacles get cut off, they technically lose part of their nervous system, their brain.
Okay.
We're getting very philosophical now. This is what happens when I drink stouts. I apologize.
I was just sitting here going, okay. All right. So topic, point number 2.
That was kind of it. So stalk your customers. Now, look, if you're an established business, you have customers. You know what their data is. If you have customors and you don't know what their data is, give me a call offline. If you have customers, we'll help you work through that.
Give us a call online. We'll make fun of you and then we'll have you offline.
That's true. We'll probably make some dicks jokes and
absolutely.
And
absolutely
we'll work through that.
And some other people who didn't know who the hell their customers were and made major missteps and lost billions and billions of dollars just in the recent few years.
There's a lot of companies doing that right now.
Yeah,
This is not the only one.
Rough. No,
I mean,
no,
a lot of companies are doing that. One of the Fortune 500 companies that I really worked for a long time is about to file bankruptcy. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about to file bankruptcy. mainly because I'm not with the company anymore, but
That's what happens.
partially because some of the things I told them at the time might not be such a good idea that they were doing. They tripled down on, and it didn't work out so well for them. So they're about to file bankruptcy.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about putting together a presentation of everything the company I work for, the big plays that have impacted our customers for the past 3 years, and putting it all together and say, what have we done well? What have we done that functioned? What have we done? And just, it's like breaking it down, going, all right, you guys are asking what the issues are? Here's the issues.
Well, every company should be doing that annually at least.
I agree.
There needs to be a year in review. What did we do
I
well?
agree.
What did we not do so well? Where can we improve?
I need to do it before my brain fully heals all back up, and and my filter comes back. So I was on the phone with my boss. It's like, dude, it's like the biggest thing right now I'm fearful of is my filter is like non-existent. So, and I had to tell them after I just ripped into some new people because they came in there like doing this, and that, and I just went, oh, out with here, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Same stupid bullshit. I mean, I was laid into it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. One of the big impacts.
I'm sorry,
I
just had brain surgery.
Zero filter right now. So
they removed my corpus callosum. After this, I'm going to go. on a killing spree. I don't know what people do when they have corpus callosum.
I would not. I would not say that. I may not have a filter, but I'm also not stupid. So, no.
Yeah. So anyway, you're not allowed to get fired until some other stuff's taken care of. But after that, feel free to say whatever you like.
I'll have the PowerPoint ready.
Go for it.
Yeah. Wait on my new laptop. My laptop's just shutting off for some reason. It'll be there, and the whole screen will go black. It'd be in the middle of a meeting and trying to get it back and reboot and start it up and get back in. So I've been starting every meeting with, guys, my computer's been failing on me. So if I just bail on you all of a sudden, it's not on purpose. It's just the damn computer not working.
It's because you're on Windows. That's the problem.
Well, I requested a MacBook Pro to come in. So.
See, there you go. That's what you need. That's what you need. Did I tell you that so remember the CrowdStrike outage that affected all the Windows machines?
Yeah.
So just the Fortune 500 companies. The collective losses were about $8.5 billion.
Ooh.
I would not be buying CrowdStrike stock anytime soon. They're gonna have their pantsuit off. And here's the really messed up thing. What's really messed up is the individual customer users they had who were affected. CrowdStrike was generous enough to send them a $10 Uber Eats coupon. $10 Uber Eats coupon, and half of them didn't actually work.
That makes sense. And the problem with accepting, so when people do that, I don't accept any of it.
No.
There was an issue with Wells Fargo once, and they sent me a check.
They call
literally
that
a hard check
because it's automatically considered a settlement if you accept it.
Yes, as they said to me for $10. Then they're like, "Hey, we really need you to sign this. Here, this is we're going to up it to 25." And I'm like, based upon my math, this should be a little higher. Now I didn't reply, didn't do anything.
You get yourself a deal.
And then they got up near $100, and then finally I called out. I was like, I don't know what you guys are trying to pull. This thing should be near $800. And I got my check. It was like $870 some.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks. I'll take that one.
But think how many people they got off
Took
with
that
just
$10 check.
$10 check.
$10 check, and they're out the door. Done.
Yep. I'm telling you, these companies, it's crazy.
Yeah. Don't ever take that stuff.
Never.
And if you have somebody send you marketing material that's like sign up, you need to read that fine print, man. Read that fine print, because if you use that gift card or that debit card or whatever they send you sometimes, and it might sign you up for something that you will be paying for forever.
Always read the fine.
Okay, so what was number 2?
Watch the South Park episode called Human Sentai Pad. You will always read the fine print for everything moving forward.
Yeah. It's like, remember the Girls Gone Wild videos?
What about them, David?
So
did you just get distracted and say, "Hey, I could really go for some videos right about now"?
Well, I mean, I'm always good.
It's
for,
this
somebody
point in
wants-
the show when
I
David
mean,
loses
Nikki's in
interest
here.
and
She wants to
thinks
run
about-
here and flash me. I'm all fine for it.
Yeah, this
But
is
no,
the point
so
of the show
I
when
never
you lose
got
interest,
into
start
it.
thinking about spring break.
Well, no, I was thinking. I'll get there. So I never bought any of the videos. I never part of it. But I just know that they're getting off of their subscription was nearly impossible.
I didn't
The
even know
number
it was
of
a
times
subscription service.
oh yeah. So you couldn't buy just one.
I didn't even know that.
You couldn't
Holy
buy just
moly.
one. When you bought one, you're supposed to. Most people's like, oh, buy one or cancel. Well, they buy one and they try to cancel and then be locked in for 6 months trying to get these people to cancel. And oh shit! I put my thumb up. Hey,
So
stay running.
So I get what you're saying, and I totally agree. I mean, the analogy I would have gone with was the Columbia House Records. I'm not sure I immediately would have gone to porn.
I did.
But look, we all have our strengths. I get it.
That's right. Yes.
So anyway, speaking of which, stalk your
Collect
competitors'
the- stalk
customers.
Stalk your competitors' customers. Yes.
But honestly, the data you're going to get. So, and what brings this up is, look, it sounds creepy, but if you're not doing anything bad, then don't feel weird about it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything bad. You're
Just doing data collection.
You're just doing
data mining.
And the thing is you're not actually doing anything like shady data collection. You're literally just getting demographic information, general psychographic information on a group of people that happen to buy products similar to what you have.
Yep.
A lot of companies pay a crap ton of money to data firms for exactly that same information that you're collecting yourself. In fact, Fortune 500 companies shell out millions of dollars a year to big data firms. We can do another big data show, David. Big data firms to get exactly this kind of data.
I get emails at least twice a week for people trying to sell me data like this.
Right. That's exactly it. We're basically
least
just
twice a
telling you
week.
how to do the same thing for free.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
So there's a reason they're calling me. There's a reason these people are trying to reach out to me because of who I work for and what we do. They, this data is very important to us and it's very likely that we can utilize it. Luckily for me, I know my customers and it's a little easier. But let's say we launch something completely new that was not even an adjacency, that's in a complete different world than what we're used to. And somebody sends me one of these things and says, hey, for X dollars, you can get this much data points. Now, instead of spending 6 months doing data mining, I can now have that produced in minutes.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm on board. I'm on board with that.
And they make a lot of money from it too.
Yeah. But now you have a tactic, a method. You still have to put the legwork in, but you have a method to pull this data yourself to get that initial, hey, I'm going to launch. So here is something. Here we go. I actually talked to the wife about this earlier today. And I've been talking to her a few times about opening a boutique.
Oh, okay. I see.
And she says, I'd love to, but I see them everywhere. Everybody's got their boutique. It's like middle-aged men with podcasts, right? We all have got a podcast.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
We've got them. So lately she's been seeing them entire site 50% off. Another one yesterday, entire site 50% off. It's either maybe one of the day or something like that. Entire site 50% off.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because they didn't
do
any of the data. They didn't do any of the legwork to get the data to find their customer.
Right.
They're not marketing. They're just saying, oh, I've got cute clothes. They'll come to me.
Right. They believed the hype of build it and they will come. That's not how it works.
That is not how it works. That's one of the dumbest effing lines I've ever heard.
It's so stupid. That's not how any of this works.
So the premise behind that saying is, if you go to a town that is starved for a baseball field and build a baseball field, they will come. And yes, that whole demographic and their psychographic is yearning for in that geographic is yearning for a baseball field. So that's not build it and they will come. It's that you have a market base there and you're fulfilling a want and a need.
Right. If Kevin Costner tried to build a boutique there, he'd go under in a week.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, data mining. So this gives you that opportunity to pull the data in identify who your customers are, and let's say you're trying to open a boutique, there's no shortage of data. They're everywhere.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, honestly, if you did your home, if you, regardless of what business it was, if you opened in the right area with the right product, marketing to the right people, with the right price range, and this, we can get into that in a second, the right price range, you can make a really, really robust, good business that just pops up out of nowhere. And when I say price range, I'm not saying a race to the bottom. Don't have your product cheaper than everybody else's, especially in a down market. Down market right now, guess what? Just like before, raise your price. Raise your price to at least a couple dollars above your competitor, because in a lot of cases, especially in a down market, people are going to buy when they see the slightly higher price. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, generally speaking, they're gonna buy quality. And in a lot of people's minds, they don't do the homework on what's quality. They just see the higher price and say that naturally must be better. It's slightly more expensive. You're paying for quality. Not 100% of the time, but enough of the time that you're going to make the money.
Yeah, and the people that are going to find you and your target audience should be that. Right, that you're not there, because the people that are raised, these people that go 50% off. You know who you're in. You know who you're in competition with now. You're in competition with Walmart. You're in competition with Target.
Exactly. They're always going to undercut you on price.
Flea market.
Yeah, you do not
want to be in competition with a flea market.
Yeah, when you're setting your prices, when you're setting your target audience, don't aim for the bottom. You aim for the top. Because here's the thing.
That is a cluttered market space there at the bottom.
It is, and you can never win. A race to the bottom, everybody loses. That's it. The fact is, Amazon and Walmart will always be able to undercut you because they make up in volume, not margin. They make up in volume. You can never make it up in volume, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
Simple fact.
Yeah. I'm going to say go off. I'm very protective of my margin.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to do, I get people to come to me and goes, hey, we need to offer this person a discount because their internal company is going to sell it to themselves internally, and they're going to make a markup of it internally. And I come back and go, why should I give them the margin and not keep it for myself? So they're going to buy the product because there's nowhere else to buy it. So no, thank you. I'm going to sell it to them for the price I'm going to sell it to everybody for. And I'll do specific discounts on specific projects if we need to. Very rare that I approve any of that stuff. And no, I'm going to protect my margin. I'm not going to give somebody some of my margin for nothing. So if I'm going to give up margin, so in this case, if you're going to give up margin, you need to guarantee quantity and revenue. You need to guarantee revenue. So that is basically what Walmart and Amazon did, is they gave up the margin to guarantee revenue.
Right.
How well are they known for quality in the world?
And that's exactly it. And here's what they also don't talk about a lot is on a lot of products, they're actually taking a slight loss. Not all the products, but on enough of the products, because when people come in to buy stuff they need, guess what? They come in to buy those things they need. They're going to buy other stuff while they're in there. The stuff they need is marked super, super low on a razor-thin margin, and possibly sometimes even below margin. Down.
Like Sony and Microsoft, when they release their new gaming consoles, the gaming consoles themselves actually sell upside down. Meaning that price may be $500 or $600. I don't even know what they go for now, but $500 or $600. But the price to build that is actually above the price is priced above what they're selling it at. The reason they're doing that is because it's a loss leader is what it's called, and they're going to sell that, and now they're going to sell all the attachments that go along with it.
They're buying all the attachments, the games, plus the fact they know if they can get you on a consoles are a little different also, because they know if they can get you on buying the console, they have a customer for at least the next few years. They're going to be selling you on games, add-ons, downloadable content. They have you locked in as a return customer also. So that's great, and that's another. We got to do that show again at some point, David. How to build return customers, because a lot of times you don't want a one-off sale. You want
right now in my fire protection world,
recurring sales.
If we're getting to a point now where we have a lot of aged stuff out there, and I'm actually thinking about kind of I don't know if I'd call it a step down, but maybe stepping back into a role that would give me hands into a broad set of customers. But the whole idea being taking the old customers and making them new. And the idea also, I'm no longer selling a part, I'm selling a service. I'm selling an idea.
Right.
And changing it. And, there's going to be a lot of fight and a lot of push for it. And that is something I would love to, I think I will document every step of the way on that one, because it will it would be game changer, because it's a complete different paradigm on how the go to market's going to be in the future on this equipment. So it's going to be a very nice opportunity if I decide to make that. I'll call it a slightly downward jump.
I would call it a lateral move.
Title wise, it's a downward move, but I really don't. I care about titles only on the internal. Externally, I'm just David.
Look, sometimes you got to take a step back to take 12 steps forward.
That is exactly. So I got a call yesterday. They're like, "Hey, your name come up first." I was like, actually, I was a little pissed I haven't gotten a phone call yet. And they're like, "Your name came up first, but you've got this title." And I'm like, "Look here, brother. Sometimes to get where you need to go, you got to take a step to the right, to the left, and sometimes you got to take a step back." So it's not off the table, but they're creating a possible special thing that I might go into, which would actually be a much more lateral move.
Sure.
But even in there, it would be great. But it's about changing the mentality and taking old customers and making them your new customers again.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And in your field, I mean, a lot of the customers that you'd be dealing with, I don't think they've had the level of expertise that you bring to the table, ever.
So we were out in Hawaii. This is funny. We were out in Hawaii, and Nikki's with me, and everybody else is there. I got 10 people from Honeywell or something like that there. From the company I work for.
Yeah, the company.
and they're talking about this role, and I'm like, yeah, man, you're gonna be, because I said, you can find somebody other than me to do this. And the guy looks over at me. He's like, "Tell me who." We need somebody that can do this. He just starts banging stuff up. I'm like, all right, okay. So I'm the only one out there that can do this. He goes, exactly. So get with the program, Dave.
And that's when you say, "Can I get that in writing and pass that on to my boss?"
Yeah. Well, it's just a matter of who I'd report to. I don't and all that stuff right there. So I think we're going to work through some logistics stuff. We'll see how it goes. But so it really is just, again, it's going to dial back to me already knowing my customers.
Yeah.
I know who they are, what they are, how they build, the different breakups of what different segments that they're in. And I've gotten that over 25 years in the industry. But for you all, when you're first starting out, you don't have this data, which is what this show is actually about tonight, is when you're starting up, how do you build that avatar? How do you find your target market?
That's just it. And Jeff Lovingwell says it's repeat business. The carpet world is all about repeat business.
Yeah, so Jeff's carpet business as well. My grandfather was in the carpet business as well.
Cool. There you go. Small world. But yeah, so basically stock your competitors' customers and you'll get good data.
Yeah.
Sounds a little creepy the way I was describing it earlier, but it totally works.
Yeah, you were like, go to their kids' softball games.
Right, exactly. Find out what they like to wear at night when they go to bed. It's peek in their windows. But no, honestly, it's little online stalking goes a long way when it comes to collecting customer data. It sounds creepy, but it works. And as long as you're not doing anything creepy with the data, I think you're okay.
Yeah. What was I doing? I grabbed my phone for a reason. Was there a reason? How many times have I tried to grab my phone today to do something? I completely forgot what it was. I was looking for the agenda.
They really rattled your brains. All right.
Dude, I tell you, man, I can't wait till all the swelling and all the inflammation and all the stuff goes away so that I get back to thinking. My vision is back to where it was before, so I'm good. I'm happy with that. Startup
right.
companies began analyze potential Yelp.
Now he's reading the agenda.
Shit,
Okay,
we've already
so
done it all.
yeah. That's
Shit.
I told you,
Oh
we're
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
We got
Okay.
this.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. We're done. For some reason, I thought there was one more thing that you wanted to go over. Okay. Fine.
No, that's it.
So okay, 4 years, West. 4 years.
Yeah, last week was our 4-year anniversary, David. Happy anniversary.
Yeah. Happy anniversary, West.
It was a fun show. That was so it was really cool. The guys from Goalie Dads United could join us because that was a lot of fun. That was a good.
That was great.
Good show.
I was extremely happy
Yeah,
that they were there. Not only because they're great company, but because it took
they're good guys.
It took a lot off my shoulders.
It did. It really did. I could tell you were not 100% up for
oh
it.
man, I just, I pushed through, and then I pushed through Saturday, and then you left on Sunday.
Yeah,
and I said, I'm going to the couch. And
you probably just slept for the next 2 days.
I've got to shut down. And I did. And when I shut down, it was like every single thing just was like, brother, you have been doing too much.
Yeah,
you
were
did
out.
too much. So I've got tonight this.
Mm-hmm.
And today was, again, the first day since I haven't had a headache. Tomorrow. Now, I'm going to recommend this for everybody. Even before I go tomorrow night, I'm doing a thing. It's a thing. It's going to be a great thing.
Okay.
No other thing like it before in the world. Actually, it's out there already. But anyway, if it comes to your town, because I won't get to talk to you guys again until next Thursday, I'm going to the pop-up Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that. That's pretty cool.
So there's four, they're doing 4 of his stories, and for each story, there's a cocktail that goes along with it.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, it's fancy. It actually tells you to fancy up. And so it should be wonderful.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool. So little known truth. Edgar Allan Poe actually hated drinking alcohol.
Yeah, so right here.
Yeah, he actually drank. Yeah, he would drink iced tea. He would put in flasks and a bourbon glass, and people just assumed he was drinking because he was kind of a crazy dude. But he actually really did not like to drink alcohol. So yeah,
I don't blame
get a
him.
Long Island iced tea out of it.
I don't blame him, and so I'm curious. I'll go through it and see what I come up with.
Yeah, that sounds cool though.
Give a review on it. But just from the venues that I see them selecting and the cities they're going to, if it comes to your all's area, for I think ours were, I don't know, maybe 55, 65. I don't know. They were not that expensive for basically dinner and a show for $65 a person or whatever.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's not bad at all.
Absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
And I'll report back next week about it, because I might get on the show next week and be like, don't fucking do it. But just in case, I have a hard time believing that, people, and it talks about, they have Poe historians and things like that in this that make this show together. So if there are people who've put that kind of effort into it, it's just, it's got to be awesome.
I love a good Poe historian. Yeah.
They started today. I almost set this to where we would launch it 7 instead. Mm-hmm. And then we'd be done by 8:30 or 9. Okay. And then I think they had a late show tonight that starts right now, like 10 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I almost did it tonight, but Nikki convinced me, and I'm glad she did to do it tomorrow. So
that's a very good idea. Good idea.
I agree.
So
she's a pretty smart one.
Yeah, you got a good one. You got a smart cookie there at home.
Oh, she's a pain in the ass, but she's a good one.
So on that note, I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and wrap this up. And
wrap it up.
We can both let our brains rest for a while. I've been Wes. This guy's been David, and it's been slightly creepy, but also kind of fun. If you do any stalking, make sure it's all in good fun or for good data collection. That's even more important. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, if you're going to stalk, don't forget to collect the data.
Exactly.
Basically infatuated with the in-between, the ups, the downs, the curves and the rounds. I bring it to your city or your hometown. I go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the food 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. The neighborhood, I felt the food 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the food 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the food 'cause the funkin' was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.